Players of People's Postcode Lottery are the lead funders of restoration work at the spectacular Loch Arkaig Pine Forest in the West Highlands of Scotland. They also support a live streaming osprey nest camera which shares a wild slice of forest life with viewers all over the world. Late March and osprey dad Louis returned for his 8th season. Soon he was joined by Dorcha, his mate since 2021, and the pair soon set about starting their new family. Three eggs were laid in mid-April. These began to hatch in late May. Here are the first 2 chicks having breakfast before the third emerged. And then there were 3. Aggression between osprey chicks is common, but it was especially fierce this year at Arkaig. It can make for a tough watch, but the fights themselves are usually not directly harmful. They do set up a pecking order though, and if food ever runs short, the more submissive chicks will go hungry. The season saw some appalling weather. Poor Dorcha spent hours on end like this, trying to protect her babies from the worst of it. A third of the last to hatch chicks on Scottish osprey nests don't make it. Sadly, ours was one of those this year. That's its little body at the front. Unfortunately, the family's food supply did run short this year. Louis has always been a dependable provider, but he suffered an illness and was so out of sorts his catch rate plummeted from 5 or 6 fish a day to just 1 or sometimes none at all. Eventually Dorcha was forced to leave the chicks unattended to go fishing herself. Here she is, bringing in an eel. The food shortage coincided with more dreadful weather. The birds can take tough conditions, but without fuel in the tank, they can fade fast. The team has a policy of letting nature take its course. Stepping in is never as simple as it may seem, and disturbing the nest can cause more problems than are solved. But it emerged that Scottish osprey chicks were about to be taken for translocation to Spain, where the Roy Dennis Wildlife Foundation has a project to reintroduce the species. A decision was taken to feed the youngsters, to buy more time to see if Louis' catch rate would improve. Here they are being fed by the licensed raptor worker. But Louis' performance didn't pick up, and it was decided the birds should go to Spain. Here is the family together for the last time on the 1st of July, when the young ospreys were removed under special license. The chicks were given one last feed on the nest to fuel them up. Found to be males, they were flown to Spain with 10 other Scottish chicks and put in special aviaries at the Pago Oliver Marsh Natural Park. With regular meals and a much gentler climate, their prospects seemed much brighter. But the tribulations of the Arkaig Osprey family were not over yet. One of our pair began to suffer seizures and eventually died of heart failure. Vets believe the bird had a congenital condition, making its death inevitable. In late July, the surviving chick, tagged 1JW, emerged from the aviary and took his first flight. That's him in the middle, perched on the pylon with a fish. Back at Loch Arkaig, Louis eventually recovered from whatever was ailing him. The 2 adults remained around the nest until late July before departing on migration. 1JW set off from Spain for Africa in September, the 12th of Louis' offspring to make it to migration, and a real survivor. So that was our 2024 Osprey season at Loch Arkaig Pine Forest. Many thanks to all the Woodland Trust Scotland staff and volunteers who make the live stream possible, and to players of People's Postcode Lottery for supporting the Nest camera and the restoration of this fantastic ancient forest. Join us again in spring 2025 for Season 9 of our Osprey family saga.